The phenomenon continues, and so does the pain. Partly because you're throwing axes.
Partly because of the ridiculous slowdown.
It's Gauntlet II for the original Game Boy. So if you know anything about Gauntlet, you know right away this whole thing about Gauntlet on the Game Boy probably isn't the best idea. Hey, let's put that multiplayer game where there's 100 enemies on the screen on a platform that can't have 100 enemies on the screen. Oh, and also needs 100 wires just to make the multiplayer work. See what I mean? That's probably not the best idea. And look, I know what you're thinking. Come on, Derek. Is Gauntlet ever really a bad idea? No, it's not, but that's not what I said. I said it's not the best idea. It's like fighting a dragon. That's probably not a bad idea. Fighting a dragon with a stick? That's a bad idea. So, this sequel to Gauntlet was released in 1986. And hey, look at that, a sequel to Gauntlet. See, that's a good idea. It wasn't until 4 years later that they released it for the Game Boy, which again, that's probably not the best idea. See, you see what happens. Like, ideas, they're like bread. 4 years later, it's all stale. And sure, you can still eat it. Like, it's not gonna kill you, but it's probably not the best idea. Anyway, it's Gauntlet 2 on the Game Boy. Or at least it's as close to Gauntlet 2 on the Game Boy as the Game Boy can manage. Who cares? You know what? Who cares if there's a little mold? I mean, you throw it in a toaster, slap on some jelly. Look, don't be such a pussy. Now, if you never played Gauntlet, listen, it's real simple. You play as one of 4 stereotypical Tolkien characters who have apparently formed a cool kids clique and refuse to hang out with the poor dragon. Look at the poor dragon. So basically, this is like, it's like Mean Girls with elves. Work your way through the dungeons. The dungeons are packed with enemies. You slay the enemies, and the main character's ferociously hot, but she ends up doing drugs and ruining that in subsequent years. So Gauntlet 2 is basically... It's identical to the first game and Mean Girls. But there are
a few additions that make it worth your time.
Sorry about that. That was not one of them. Well, one of the cool things, though, is that in this version, you can bounce some of your shots against the walls. That way you can kill bad guys on the ricochet. Only certain weapons do it, but still, that's killing bad guys on the ricochet. That's awesome. And there's a lot of little stuff like that, too. You know, different kinds of walls and tiles, even enemies, things like that. But basically, the gameplay's still the same. And to its credit, it's not bad on the Game Boy. In fact, some of it's actually pretty amazing from a technical perspective. It's even got some voice work, too, which isn't actually, it's not so good. But still, pretty cool for the Game Boy. But you know, that's the thing about Gauntlet 2. Some of it's kind of impressive. Most of it's, you know, again, it's probably not the best idea. Case in point, that slowdown happens a lot, and it's pretty much the worst. It's like your Game Boy's even telling you, dude, what are you even doing at this point? It's like your Game Boy's judging you and insulting you. See, that's what you don't see, is that your Game Boy's part of the clique too. A little f***er. A little, oh, like puke green is so flattering. F*** you. I mean, listen, I had some fun with Gauntlet 2. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's the truth of it. But it's mostly because it's hard not to have fun with Gauntlet, even when it's Gauntlet toast with jam. But the thing about Gauntlet toast with jam is that it's not very filling, and there's somewhere underneath all that jam, there's mold, and you're just really hoping that it's not toxic and that the heat from the toaster annihilated it. Basically, what I'm saying is that's not the ideal way to consume Gauntlet. All right, you know what, this toast thing, it's gotten out of hand. Point is, Gauntlet 2 is awesome. This one's not as awesome. Big thanks to our pal Athanasios from Greece. What an all-star name that is. For sending Gauntlet 2
for the original Game Boy.
Oh, not again, Athanasios!